Good evening, everyone. It is 7:01 p.m. and I hereby call to order the August 2024 meeting of the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will begin with a village clerk's report. Clerk Bruno, please.
Yes, in the past month, there were 431 trash tags that were sold. 3 payrolls were processed by Treasurer Day / Deputy Clerk, and she's also been assisting with the planning and zoning boards. Coming up, the village clerk's office will be closed on Monday, September 2nd to observe Labor Day. And I have continued to work closely with FEMA. Had an amendment request for our previous grant approved for TFD, and things are moving along quite nicely for Provost Park. That's it.
Thank you very much. Trustees, we have a lot of minutes in our binders. We have the June 19 regular meeting minutes, July 17th public hearing minutes, July 17th executive session minutes, July 17th regular meeting minutes, and July 24th special meeting minutes. So we and our minute takers have been very busy this summer, and that's not even including last Wednesday yet. So, but we've had a chance to discuss those in our workshop, look them over. Is there a motion to accept all these minutes? So, that was Baldino, followed by Mangieri. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Moving on to the treasurer's report. This month, out of the general fund, we spent $93,297.51. I know that in there was the annual insurance payment for our auto and general liability and whatnot. It's about $27,000 expense, so that's why that's kind of high this month. And we also had $12,000 spent out of the capital fund. For a grand total of $105,297.51. Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
Did I hear Schilling? Okay.
Yeah.
Mangieri followed by Schilling. All in favor? Aye. Is there a motion to pay the bills?
I move.
Major, is there a second?
Second.
Baldino, all in favor?
Aye.
Next we have our zoning report. Trustee Schilling, please.
Okay, this is the zoning report dated August 20. Below the building permits reviewed 14, building permits issued 6, complaints 1, complaints investigated 1, 0 zoning and property maintenance violations, 0 appearance tickets, municipal searches 5, inspections 7, and 0 fire inspections.
Thank you, Trustee Schilling. Then we move on to public comment on agenda items. We have 4 agenda items tonight. We have a motion to accept the 2023 Village of Tivoli Justice Court audit. We have a resolution authorizing execution and distribution of the LoSAP plan documents. That's the benefit for our volunteer firefighters. We have a resolution authorizing the building department fee schedule. The only thing that's new on that fee schedule is we are adding our upcoming short-term rental permit is now on that list of fees. And a resolution authorizing submission of an application for funding from the Justice Court Assistance Program. That is, we got a request from the village court to the village board. They would like to apply for a grant related to security for this court space. And so we are authorizing them to apply for that grant. So is there any public comment on those items? Okay. So first we have a motion to accept the 2023 Tivoli Justice Court audit. There was nothing untoward revealed in the audit, which was performed by Michelle Zagorski. Is there a motion to accept the audit?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Mangieri followed by Schilling. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing execution and distribution of LoSAP plan documents. You'll recall a couple months ago, maybe it was just July, we approved allowing the beneficiaries to take either a total lump sum when they reach 65 or do it in 2 installments. So this has to do with documents related to getting that set up. Is there a motion to authorize the execution and distribution of the LoSAP plan documents?
I move.
And a second?
Second.
A roll call, please. Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Next, we have our fee schedule. So again, this is the fee schedule that has, you know, I want to put in a pool, I want to put up a fence, I want to have a deck, I want to do windows, doors, roofing, siding, etc. And it now also has a fee on there for, where are we? Annual short-term rental permit, and that's going to start at $250. We are not going to be taking those permits until November, so don't apply just yet, and I'll speak more about that in a minute. Is there a motion to authorize the new building fee schedule?
I'll move.
And a second?
Second.
Baldino followed by Mangieri. Roll call, please. Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. And lastly, we have a resolution authorizing submission of an application for funding from the Justice Court Assistance Program. They're going to apply for $30,000, and we certainly will keep our fingers crossed and wish them well that they win. Is there a motion to authorize the application under the Justice Court Assistance Program?
I move.
And a second?
Second.
Roll call, Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Our next board meeting will be held Wednesday, September 18th at 7 p.m., preceded by a workshop at 6 p.m. here at the historic Watts de Peyster Hall, and we have our regular workshop on September 11th, now at 6 p.m. Before we get into committee reports, I want to interrupt our regular agenda because I know we have a special guest here and a friend of the Village of Tivoli, John Rossi from Taconic Resources for Independence. And we're always happy to see you here in the village. So, sir, I'd love to, why are you here tonight?
Mrs. Mayor and trustees, I'm here to say thank you. Also to apologize because Lisa Tarracone, the executive director from Taconic Resources, and I would have been here last week if we knew that's when you were passing the resolution that the legislative change that's so significant to us in our community. So Lisa's away, but I said I'm going to go tonight, and I knew you had a public segment, and I appreciate that you're putting me up a little earlier. But thank you. I can't express how appreciative we are. There are 30 municipalities in Dutchess County. I only know of one right now, you guys, you folks, that took the initiative to incorporate into your local code something that doesn't exist anywhere else. In terms of if someone is disabled and has a complaint, or concern, they now have a local ear that they can bring that to. I'm not going to talk much longer, I promise, but you do such a good job of moving the meeting along. I'm sorry.
We don't waste time.
You should have been here last week.
I would like to have, I wish I could put you in front of my local board in the town village of Rhinebeck, where it takes a half hour to do the pledge. But in fact, Mayor Griffith was with us in late June when we had our inclusion festival at the FDR Center, which we have annually, and a gentleman by the name of John Heilman was there, and John is the general counsel, the lead attorney for a state agency known as the Division of Human Rights. Truthfully, until I started working for Lisa, I didn't even know that we had a Division of Human Rights in the state of New York. And John was the keynote speaker, and someone raised their hand and said, if I have a complaint because there's not a parking spot, you know, for the disabled or someone is parking in it, you know, what do you really do? And the truth is that it's a civil rights law, the American Disabilities Act. We have in the state the Division of Human Rights. But what John was trying to impress was, you know, try and solve things locally. Well, that's not always so easy. But now, at least here in the village of Tivoli, unlike anywhere else, you know, there's you've already put in, what you're doing is putting in place, hopefully, the guardrails to prevent any violations from taking place. But if a violation does fall through the cracks with the new planning, the zoning code that you've created, at least you don't have to go to the Department of Justice to complain about it, or the state of New York. And honestly, but that and litigation is about the only ways you get things solved if you're disabled and you have a complaint. So that's, I'm here. Lisa says she's gonna come next month also.
Great.
We were always happy to come to your village, and thank you again. And in terms of what you've achieved, we plan on introducing your legislation to the other 29 municipalities and say, you know, follow Tivoli, you know.
Yeah, well, John, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
When we became acquainted almost 2 years ago now, you know,
Yeah.
I learned so much from you and Lisa, and you know, it's just been a great relationship, and you know how long we were working on this, and of course we don't pass a lot of laws, so our ADA component was attached to short-term rentals and accessory dwellings, and so it had to go at the pace of those other topics. But I thought, just for the benefit of people who may not be aware, it's pretty brief, so I was just going to read what we did. And it really is about guidance to our planning board and our building department, so that they are instructed by our code to do their diligence and uphold the state code on the ADA, you know. In reviewing site plan applications for uses that provide public accommodation, including but not limited to retail businesses, cultural facilities, and multifamily dwellings, the planning board shall consider whether the proposed project is consistent with the requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act, as implemented by Chapter 11 of the Uniform Code, that's state code. For uses proposed in existing buildings, the planning board shall consider whether there is an opportunity to achieve or improve ADA compliance. Proposals for changes in use, new buildings, or alterations that increase, expand, or extend the gross floor area or height shall be referred to the village engineer and/or code enforcement official for review to ensure that the buildings and their associated sites and facilities meet the uniform code requirements for accessibility for individuals with disabilities to the maximum extent practicable. So the idea is that over time in this village, as projects come before the planning board for review, they will be held to this strong shall standard, not maybe, to the maximum extent practicable. And I hope that over, you know, half decade, a decade, you know, in this village, all of our public accommodations, etc., will become increasingly accessible. That's the idea. We're institutionalizing this so that it takes hold over time. And of course, you know, we've been really thinking about our accessibility in the village. Just tonight, we were looking at some proposals for grinding, straightening, replacing sidewalks in our downtown area, such that we don't have hazards that make it very difficult to get about in a wheelchair or you know, mobility stuff. So we got some quotes, and we're going to get going on all those sidewalks. So, and all of it is bringing this to the fore as an important issue in civic life. And if someone has a complaint, I certainly hope, if someone's in your ADA parking space, I hope they call me right away and send me an email so that we can address it locally and lean on our state partners for bigger things. But,
Right.
you know,
And of course, I think you were there for his presentation.
yes,
He would love for this to be happening. You know,
Yeah.
they should move more of this locally. That's where you can get things solved.
yeah.
But to do that, you need folks like yourselves. So,
The mayor, kudos to the mayor for getting this done.
Thank you very much. Wouldn't have happened without that letter I got from you all 2 years ago.
yeah.
So.
To this day, it's still the only one who picked up the phone and said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you." So,
Well,
I'm gonna exit your meeting, let you get back to work, and, but thank you again, and we'll be seeing each other, probably in a month.
great, good. Thank you,
so
John.
much.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being here.
Thank you, John, have a good night.
And we had folks who said, does it have to say shall? Could it say maybe, might? And we pushed back at that,
Also, I appreciate whenever you read this, you do emphasize the word shall, so.
It was a point, it's
Yes.
more onus on the applicant. I want to open a restaurant, I got so much money, I gotta do this and that. I'd like to have a nice bar. Well, you also need to have the wide bathroom doors. It's just as important, and it's not negotiable, right?
No, not in the village of Tivoli. thank you.
Yeah. All right, take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to trustee reports. Trustee Schilling.
Actually, it's quiet this month.
Okay.
I really have
All
much to
right.
say.
It's August. It's quiet all around. Let's see here. Trustee Baldino.
So this month, I started.
Justice Court report.
Yes, the Justice Court report for this month, total money collected and remitted to the state controller. We have $1,530 in fines, $468 in surcharges, 0 in civil fees, for a total of $1,998.
Thank you. That was July 1st through July 31st. Trustee Mangieri, please.
The monthly police report for the month of July says that there were 17 incidents and 13 uniform traffic tickets. 3 parking tickets were issued and there were 0 arrests. But I do have something to say. Tivoli Day, Tivoli Community Day was awesome. I had a great time, although you still owe me for that dance.
I stayed till 10 o'clock and I was tired. We tuckered out.
I couldn't,
yes,
I had to get home.
You can
But
check.
I did have a really, really lovely time. And next year it's gonna be bigger and even more fun. I was taking notes, suggestions of cool things we can do next year.
Great.
Maybe we'll have a circus. But no, ultimately it was a great time, even though it rained. We still had fun.
It rains at the right time.
It did.
It rained
It did,
after
right
the
after
photo
the
and
picture.
after the water balloon fight. So
Yes.
and just when you want everyone to get on the pavilion and enjoy the band and the music, then it started to trickle. So that was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Deputy Mayor Major.
Well, it's been an exciting month in the Bays, I gotta say. Usually I just talk about ticks and poison ivy, which I still I stand by my commitment to warning people about both of those things. But now we have rabid beavers and bears as well. So just exercise caution. I would say bears are on the move, so get some bells, put them on your dogs, put them on yourselves. And if you are paddleboarding, just be very aware. There was one rabid beaver that turned out that is now deceased, but who knows if it had friends who were similarly afflicted. So just keep your eyes open.
Recreate with caution.
Recreate with caution, but with enthusiasm as well. Are you gonna talk about street painting?
There was a note about it.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, everybody mark your calendars. September 28th is going to be our street painting festival. Is it the 16th, 17th?
No, the first one was 01, I believe.
Oh,
And we took
God.
1 year off in 2020.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been going on a long time, and it's a lot of fun. So just mark your calendars. There will be more details coming out shortly.
Wonderful. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I also was going to speak about our really fun Tivoli Community Day that was on Saturday, August 3rd. Mostly just to thank everyone for coming and for the weather for cooperating enough. And thanks to the Tivoli Fire Department, the Tivoli Free Library, the Masons, and the Harris Smith Post of the American Legion. Big thanks to Village Tivoli Department of Public Works, and thank you to the highly paid Village Court photographer Pete Mauney for once again getting up on a ladder and hopefully making us all look good. So it was a wonderful day, and right off of that, 2 days later, we began our annual Children's Summer Recreation Camp, which ran for 2 weeks from the 5th through the 16th. I want to thank all the kids that participated, the families who trusted us with their Tivoli. We had trusted us with their kids at Tivoli, and we had quite a few families from adjacent communities. So it's nice when the kids from Tivoli are friends with kids from Germantown or Rhinebeck. Big thanks to our returning counselors, Alyssa, Dylan, and Brianna. We were joined by new counselor Joseph, and big shout out to our 3 counselors in training who next year may get hired to be actual counselors, and that would be Sydney, Harper, and Twyla. It was a really, really good time, and it's definitely my favorite thing in the village, probably equal to riding on a fire truck with Santa. But you know, I went to that camp when I was a kid. People created that so I could make the friends that I still have, and it warms my heart to do that for this generation. And I know that some of those kids are going to be on this board or in this mayor's chair someday. So not to put too much pressure on them while they're playing gaga ball, but that's what's in my mind. We are about to begin, probably around second week of September, the Firehouse Drainage Project. So this is a standalone project relating to the firehouse expansion. We are able to start this while we're still getting our final funding to do the expansion itself. So we cleverly structured it as an independent thing. This is under a community development block grant through Dutchess County, and this would be to do all the drainage work that will eventually service the building. So catch basins, pipes, swales, some tree clearing. So when the expansion occurs, all the roof leads tie into this structure. And this is all going to get put on the west side and tied into the storm drains on Broadway. So that will be coming up soon. And I always want to remind folks that the Village of Tivoli contracts with the Red Hook Police Department from the Red Hook Village, and that if you ever have any need of them, their number is 845-758-0060. So don't hesitate. They serve our community. They're 7 minutes away. So make sure you have their number at hand. With that, is there any public comment on any topic? Well, I'm happy to see you enthused about our sidewalk plans. We appreciate that. It's something we've been wanting to do for a long time, and your smile reminds me it's not just for folks in wheelchairs, it's for everyone who tries to move about the village, and that's really important. So, trustees, is there a motion to adjourn? And a second?
Second.
Major followed by Baldino, all in favor?
Aye.
7:24, we are adjourned. Thanks, folks.